Bryce has probably the biggest personality as far as like just willing to talk to anybody, and he's like got that kind of like that charisma.
He's on the floor doing the work, right? He's in the locker room with the guys. He's, busting his butt, blood, sweat, and tears with the team.
He's the hardest working guy I've ever met, and he's just every day, same thing, very consistent.
Bryce Harris, rising senior at Howard University, from Long Island, specifically Brentwood, New York. I mean, growing up in New York, shoot, specifically Long Island, just the culture of basketball, like, it was insane. Like, I had a whole bunch of guys that came in through that area that were really, really, really good basketball players. And it was such a, it's a big town, but it was such a small town to have such, like, that much talent. All these guys is people I looked up to growing up playing. At first, my mom and my dad were together. It was a regular household. And my parents had split up, and I lived with my mom for majority of the time. We had moved from Brentwood to Mastic, New York. For those who don't know, I'm a preacher's kid. My mom's a pastor at Galilee Church of God in Christ.
He's a phenomenal young man. His father and I are extremely proud of him. Not just the athlete and the student that he is, but just the man that he is becoming.
My mom is a phenomenal singer, like phenomenal, like really, really good. And then eventually, I made a transition. I decided to go live with my dad. When I went to go live with my dad, I got into sports. And one rule my dad always told me, he was like, listen, I don't care what it is. It could be soccer, table tennis, it don't matter. Whatever you start, you have to finish it. Because at the end of the day, your value comes from your product. And your product is this.
I feel like Bryce is kind of like the leader of this team, and he takes that with a big heart. He's definitely he's a gym rat, like he's insane. He's always in the gym. He's always working hard, and it's crazy like how good he has gotten.
That's one of the best things, about being here and learning about this culture is like you look back and you be like, hey, I know what it looks like to get better. I learned that from Coach KB. I learned that from Coach Todd. I learned that from Coach Steve. I learned that from RB. I learned that from, just being here and getting after it every day. Like that culture was being instilled since my freshman year. You don't want to leave the game and be like, hey, I should have did this. I could have did that. We definitely get after it in here, so I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that at all.
Right, and we're trying to build these guys to be fathers and have families and, run their own businesses, do all these great things in the world, and it comes from just being able to show up every day.
So I'm part of marketing, so I want to be a part of like advertisement. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I know the business side of it, I already have the music production side down. That would be cool. Phi Beta Sigma. Woo! Party! Fraternity Incorporated. This is where we hang out. It kind of gives us like a physical plan of history on the campus. I just didn't know what basketball looked like, without my dad being alive. Even though he's not here anymore, and it might feel premature that he's gone. The time I spent with him, I'm truly grateful for. When he first passed away, I was kind of wondering. I was like, do I really have everything that I need to be the person I want to be? And he's definitely taught me more than enough. He's prepared me my whole life to try to play at the next level. You know what I mean? Because I told him that's what I wanted to do. I want to take the highest percentage shot possible. And the highest percentage shot is right next to the basket. Oh, we want to blow everybody out. I don't like close games. I don't like it too stressful. I don't want gray hairs before I get to that age. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to start losing here. I want to blow everybody out. I want just strictly dominance. So we get to the NCAA tournament, we can have that culture and continue to build it on. The only time success happens is when opportunity meets preparedness. So, it's not a coincidence when somebody does something great.
Bye.